All right, so here's the help video for the 10-1 homework, rational exponents. So 81 to the 1/2 power, there's two ways we can look at this. I could regard this as being 9 squared to the 1/2 power, and I know that I would multiply exponents and get 9 to the first. Or I can rewrite it as the square root of 81, and I know the square root of 81 is 9. Similar for number 2, I could write 27 as 3 cubed to the 1/3 power, use my rule of exponents and get 3, or I can rewrite it as the cube root of 27, and I know that that would be 3 as well. Number 3, again, there's this idea that I could rewrite 49 as 7 squared to the negative 1/2 power, use my rule of exponents to multiply 2 and negative 1/2, which would get me 7 to the negative first, or 1/7. Or I can use the negative exponent to put 49 in the denominator, rewrite that as the square root of 49, and I know the square root of 49 is 7. 32 to the negative 1/5, can move it to the denominator, make it the 5th root of 32, which will eventually reduce to a set of 5. Or 32 is 2 to the 5th, and 2 to the 5th to the negative 1/5 gets me 2 to the negative first, or 1/2. 4 to the 3/2, I could rewrite that as the square root of 4 cubed, which would get me 3 4s, or 1 set, 2 set, 3 sets of 2, which is 8. Or I could call it 2 squared times 3 to the 3/2, or 2 to the 6/2, which would reduce to 2 cubed, which is 8. 6, same thing. I can rewrite it inside the cube root, setting up 1 set of 3s, 2 set of 3s, so my answer is 9. Or I could call 27 3 cubed, use my rule of exponents to make that 3 to the x over 3, or 3 squared, again, 9. 7, I can rewrite as the 4th root of 16 cubed, which eventually leads me to having 3 sets of 4 2s, or I could call 16 4 squared to the 3 fourths, which becomes, actually, let's call it 2 to the 4th, which gets me 2 to the 12 fourths, or 2 cubed, which I know is 8. Same thing with number 8. I can move my value to the denominator, rewrite it as a square root, and set myself up to have, sorry, it erased on me, 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets of 5. Or 25 could be rewritten as 5 squared, to the negative 3/2, which becomes 5 to the negative 6/2, or 5 to the negative 3rd, leading me right back to 1/25. '21 wants us to rewrite using the exponents, so I know that a square root is a 1/2 exponent. I can use my rule of exponents to distribute, and I have my value. 22 is very similar, except it's a cube root, so I write to the 1/3, then I distribute to get p to the 4/3, q to the 1/2. 23, I can distribute my 1/2 after rewriting, which gets me a to the negative first, b to the 1/2. Similar in 24, I can rewrite with the 1/3, distribute, 6 times the 1/3 gets me x squared, and then I can't do much with the y exponent, negative 4/3. 25, I can rewrite my square root to the 1/2, distribute the 1/2 to my a and my b, and then distribute my 5, getting me my final answer. '26, very similar. I can rewrite that to the 1/3 power, distribute, getting me 2 b squared c to the negative 4/3. 37, I rewrite each as an exponent, x to the 1/2, x to the 1/3, x to the 1/6. Since I'm looking at exponents and multiplying, I know that I can add my exponents, so I get a common denominator. I should say x there. And so 3/6 plus 2/6 plus 1/6 gets me 6/6, or just plain old x. Similar in 38, I can rewrite using my rules of exponents. Didn't need to get a common denominator. I think I made a mistake here. So I know that I can add, getting a to the 6/3, which is simply a squared. Now, for 39, I'm going to add my first two exponents and then subtract my last exponent. So 3 plus 2 gets me x to the 5/12. 5/12 minus 4/12 gets me x to the 1/12. All right, hopefully that has helped. If it hasn't, please feel free to ask questions in class.